Welcome back to part 2 of our trip along the bridle track. We'll start this episode still down at Mary Flynn Reserve having lunch. So this is a magic spot. We'll have lunch here. The kids here having a ball. You're not going to get there. Oh, he's made it. He's made it. The only problem is it looks like they're fully clothed. I don't think Mum's going to be happy you guys coming back to the leather seats in the 300 soaking wet. So the most talked about topic is you lose the tailgate, but you're doing okay.
It's fine.
I know, but if you had drawers here with a fridge or something, as the comparison, there's your lunch table. That centre fridge in the GRS is unbelievable. It's amazing. So yeah, the tailgate's not really needed in my opinion.
Oh.
What are you doing sitting on a tailgate? I'm just telling everyone how good these are without one. Her seat got dusty. While everyone's eating, I get out a tape measure. Let's compare numbers. The 80 with a wheelbase. What do we got here? 2840. So we'll quickly convert that to inches.
I gave you a tape with inches on it.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have done that. Show us the tape you gave us. It goes to a metre. It goes to 3 feet. Look, 3 foot. Too small. Can't see. And Brian's right, 2850. So it's 10 mil different, but maybe that was my discrepancy there. But you're saying that the wheelbase since the 60
series.
All the same. Well, let's just double check with Drew's. It's not a competition.
I'm guessing it's exactly the same.
Nice hat. Where's your hat?
Right.
The question is, would you ever lead me astray? Brian was right, and all 3 wagons, all the same wheelbase. All right, widths. Who is the widest? Yeah, outside of tread.
Yep.
Now this is going to vary because of offsets of wheels. We got 1985. What a good year that was. Oh, it was the best. 88 I left in year 10. Wow, so we're a skinny 1910. Shell, you need different offset wheels. I'm going to hit up Roadrunner. 1910.
Yeah, you've got it.
Yeah, she can go wider.
These are negative 22.
So far the winner is 1985. Great year. Well, I can't say the same for 1940, but wow, Drew's the widest.
That is fat, isn't it?
It is fat.
They're still positive offset.
Yeah.
These are negative 22, so the 200 series is wide.
And your tyres are?
They're 35 by 12.5, 17.
Okay, so you got the real 35. Because Drew's got the 295 70 18.
So that's
They're a 275 70 18. But they're only 10.8 inches wide. It's the only one you get on the factory rim. But now I need to talk her into getting cool rims. So we'd finished lunch and we could hear in the distance vehicles attempting one of the play hills. All right, a little bit of momentum with that run up. Second gear too. No. Oh yes. Nah, you lost your momentum. So the group with the unlocked vehicles, they decided to put max tracks in the main hole. You don't want a big fat 80 breaking them. Alright, now push the buttons. Yeah, straight down. Just get ready to drive it. That should be right. Just straighten up so your back wheel comes in the rut. That's it. Nice. Big wagon. Right hand down. Phew. Oh, he's got the slipper in the rear. Big wheel lift. Whew. All right, Drew. Hang on, I'll get these tracks out so you don't wreck them. Big V8. Nice momentum. This should pick the wheel up. Oh, too easy. Makes a difference with lockers. Left hand down, tell him. Michelle bringing the 300. Bring the 300 up. Oh, and the Capra's turn. Oh, the Capra does it easy. Brian coming back for a second go and showing us that with the right line, not only does he not really pick a wheel up, but he doesn't need the lockers. Good drive. So I got the wink of approval. Shell's flying the drone, seeing the hill through her phone whilst driving the drone. I'm not sure if she realises just how steep and ruddy it is. Nonetheless, I line up, bit of pressure on the 300 and myself. I'm waiting for a spotter, so I think Drew and Brian are going to come over and lend an eye. And when this vehicle gets close to hitting the ground, the alarm bells go off, and I basically want to be able to protect all the plastics in the front and rear when coming in and out of this hole. And it walked up. It didn't even lift a wheel at the top, but the crawl ratio is amazing. The auto works so good. We've all had our fun here, a nice feed, the kids had a bit of a swim, we got to wheel a bit of a hill, and we're off. So you can see how it got its name. Steep, rocky, and unforgiving. And back then, travellers were forced to dismount their horses and take them by the bridle. Hence the name, the bridle track. So you can see here the lack of guardrails, and some of the sections are that narrow and long that you could be backing up for hundreds of metres to pass. So more camps and another road in from Bathurst, Route Hog Fire Trail. So while the bluff was buggered, this track allowed travellers to get to Hill End from Bathurst while still accessing the good campsites you saw in the last episode, Turon Crossing Reserve and Cave Hole, as well as Mary Flynn Reserve. And legend has it that the first to strike gold was driving a 10 peg into the ground in Tambaroora. So another fine break, we got to explore a little bit of the area, cross back over the Macquarie River, and Bathurst bound we are. This crossing's depth can rise, and this is where, in particular, you may need a snorkel. We know the fording depth of the 300 without a snorkel is at 700 mil, so we're easily able to cross this. Conditions really were magic down here. There was no wind, the water was flat and calm, just spectacular. Oh, the sensors aren't liking this. We're too close to things. The alarms are going off inside. Even driving in long grass, it's like a concert inside. I think this is where the road closed. Monahans Bluff. First thing you see, we haven't seen all trip, is a guardrail.
They didn't go crazy on the width either, did they?
No, they went a little bit wider, but yeah, you're right.
It's quite conservative.
Yeah. That's steep. I don't know, winter of rain. Don't know what it would do to that road. It was quite loose and powdery, which means with rain, that would become real slippery. They got drainage down there. So what, it took them 13 years?
I'm not sure they're building it for 13 years.
Well, it was shut for 13 years. Maybe it took them a few years to work out how to build the road.
They were thinking about it, maybe.
Yeah. So it only just opened recently to be able to do from one end to the other. So it was still open, but you just had to either do the loop at the Hill End side or the Bathurst side, or come in this way and then turn around and go back out. It's actually not the prettiest of roads, is it? No. All of a sudden you've gone away from the river. People stopped in the middle of the road, take photos.
Oh, dusty.
Look at the dust. You know what? That's us giving them all that dust. Poor buggers. Wow, that's how strong that wind is. And now we head uphill. We're just far back enough off Brian that we won't be cleaning our air filter, but we will be changing it when we get home. So Toyota did the first service, and their list of things they did was change the engine oil and filter. They only inspected and cleaned the air filter, and they emptied the water separator or accumulator on the filter. But I mean, at 3,200 kilometers, what do we got? 4,000 kilometers. Ooh, we put an extra couple hundred kilometers on. They say they rotated the tyres, and they say that we've got 10 mil and 12 mil respectively of meat left on the pads. Oh yeah, there's Brian. Does a big S.
So dusty.
It is really dusty. Lucky you didn't bring your car. Switchbacks. So now the new road feels like you're in a different part of the world. It twirls around for about 2 kilometres before linking back up with the original track. And with the guardrails up and the road in good condition, it's not as hair-raising, but does offer great views of the countryside. So this is the junction of the new road. That would have been where it followed through before. So we're back following the river. Beautiful sights again.
There's where the original track used to go up.
We've got somebody right up our backsides. So while it was in there at Toyota for its first service, Shell did a bit of research on some of the forums, and there was a remap to help with the lag. And speaking to the service manager, at first they didn't really want to know about us, but then they found that there was a remap through the automatic transmission though. So Shell's a lot happier with the response now on acceleration, and hopefully the fuel consumption does come down a little bit. The other thing that's on the invoice, and I've never seen before, is the discs have been cleaned and deglazed. But anyway, you're never too old to learn. We've come to a spot now where we don't need the tyres aired down. Put this track on your list. Well worth a visit. Back on the property now, and we've got some more exploring to do on 2 wheels. This here is a track along the fence line that goes via some neighbouring properties. Drew wanted me to scout it out myself before we decide whether or not to take the kids. That was an awesome ride, but I think we'll wait till next time to take the kids around with us. Fishing in motorbike gear. That's a new one. Well, at least your feet won't get wet. The kids had an amazing time. They got to see a calf, a couple of hours old.
You want to cuddle him, Nicholas?
Same.
Pigs have been pretty bad up here this year, so Shell puts the GRS to work, helping out around the farm. So I'm sure you're asking, after all that driving, how did that comparison go fuel-wise? Well, we'll start with a big V8. Now you got to remember that this thing's been re-geared to 4.3s with 17.5 litres per 100. And coming in second place, this is where we want to be on this one, the 300. Now the diff ratios on this machine are 3.3 to 1. That's a massive difference. And you have to give credit to that gearbox, because a ratio of 3.3 to 1, the pickup it's got off the mark is just amazing. The fuel consumption was 13.5 litres per 100. So that's a 4 litre difference for each 100 kilometres that the two did. Now that may not sound like a lot, but do a lap around Australia and I promise you, you'll feel it. And then just before we were about to leave, one of the bulls decides to do a runner.
Nicholas.
That's okay. It's alright. Just step back here. Let's come back this way.
It was a bit of fun mustering it back up and onto the property.
Oh, great, that was the best.
Got him. Moments money can't buy. So the run home, we'll zero the trip meter. We're gonna go in Sports Plus mode. So that's the mode I use when I'm towing heavy weight. Even though the trailer's not very heavy, Shell's just opened the door so the computer. Huge difference. The drive home in the Sports Plus. Look at that, under 12 litres per 100. Funny how it's congregated just under the wiper. What dirt? So yeah, quite dusty conditions. We need to sort out that filter, at least clean it. But knowing Toyota didn't change it, I'm happy to do it out of its service schedule. The Penrite P26 mass airflow sensor cleaner. So it's a pretty important bit of gear, this mass airflow sensor. It calculates the oxygen flowing to your engine, air to fuel ratio. If the sensor becomes caked with dirt, it could give the wrong reading to the ECM, which is your engine control module, causing it to run rough or not run to its full power. I hope you enjoyed this one. We've got another trip coming up next week. A little bit of beach driving and then some mud. As always, thanks for watching.